If Santa wanted to retire, who should replace him? The collective swarm of delivery drivers. Robot Santa. The Grinch. Why, the Discworld death, of course. What could possibly go wrong? This has already been settled. It's whoever puts on the coat. I am not the original Dread Pirate Santa. The Holiday Armadillo. Beetlejuice, call him 3 times and there will be Christmas. Fred Rogers. Edit, wow, thanks for the love everyone. I miss him too. It sure feels like we could use his kindness these days. Bells Nickel. Dolly Parton. Jack Skellington, of course. First read that as if Satan wanted to retire, and now I say they should just switch jobs for a bit. Krampus. Jack Black. Imagine. Robin Williams. Instead of taking credit for presents, he shows up in the morning to wake the family and make everyone laugh. Danny DeVito. Odin. Just like old times. Someone clearly hasn't watched Arthur Christmas. Morgan Freeman. Obviously Satan. Mrs. Claus. Edit, what? Thank you for all those upvotes, I never had so many. It's like a nice little Christmas present for me, smiley face. Scott Calvin. Mr. Rogers. I say this every year. Treebeck. Bob Ross. The flying spaghetti monster can fly. Without no stinkin' reindeer, either. And his noodly appendage fits down chimneys quite nicely. Just sayin'. Tim Allen. Did you remember to put air holes in that box? Samuel motherfucking Jackson. Nicolas Cage. Buddy the Elf. Guy Fieri. He'd totally do it too. He's a super nice guy. Anakin Skywalker, because no kids would ever see him. And live. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. The Doctor. The TARDIS would make delivery to every home in one night trivial, and imagine the cool stuff he could give us. He sees us when we're sleeping, he knows when we're awake, he knows if we've been bad or good. Yeah, it's definitely Mark Zuckerberg. Death, a la Terry Pratchett's Hog's Watch. Ho ho ho. Our mums. Arthur Christmas. Bill Murray. Ryan Reynolds. The Easter Bunny. Danny Gonzalez. Mr. Beast. Paul Rudd. Is this really an explain a film plot badly for the Santa Claus? Dolly Parton or Ron Perlman? Can't decide between the two. Some Claus. David Attenborough. That way he'd be immortal and we never need to lose him. This depends on the pool from which a Santa is chosen. Is Santa a regular person? Are we pulling someone out of their lives to make them Santa Claus? Is Santa a spirit? Are we making someone already dead Santa Claus? Doesn't matter. I have an answer for both. Living, some young adult with no experience. Can be chosen by test, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory style. Are you fresh into the adult world with no experience in anything? Come see if you have what it takes to be Santa Claus. Then Santa gets to judge them and decide which one is worthy of being Santa. Dead, Mr. Fred Rogers. Is this even a question? He is clearly the most worthy of being a jolly gift giver. Santa doesn't need to be big and he can be a clean-shaven Santa. Tough question. People think of Santa as kindly, but he is ruthless with that list. If you aren't on board with his definition of nice, then you are naughty. No gray area. The replacement would also have to be efficient, accustomed to manufacturing an international supply chain, and management of a large labor-based organization. And he would need to be a fan of rapid air travel. So the logical choice would be Elon Musk. But I would prefer to see him use the Wonka method to choose a successor. Jeff Bezos. Chinese children probably. Someone who will give more to poor kids instead of more to rich kids. The one and only Carlos Matos, the spokesperson of BitConnect. Just imagine is early in the morning on Christmas Day, just after midnight. You've just fallen asleep, but you are awakened by some noise. You think of it as nothing, and as are you about to fall asleep again, you hear very light and distant hey hey hey. Now you know it's not the wind, and before you can react, Carlos Matos slams open your front door screaming "Wasu wasu 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 you up BitConnect." He has already retired. Our parents and Amazon Prime delivery have already replaced him. Gordon Ramsay. I love that guy. Ebenezer Scrooge, the kinder version of him after he is transformed by the spirits. Terry Crews. He'd have the enthusiasm, the heart, and the stamina needed for a job like that. It about should, but I see Bezos talking over. Betty White. Tim Allen. But dressed as Buzz Lightyear. My P.E. gym teacher. So you're asking who's comfortable sneaking into people's houses and kids' rooms? Given their similar mass, your mom would probably be a great successor. Deadpool. Bernie Sanders, tired of that bearded bastard favoring rich kids so much. Trump. Keanu Reeves. My father's friend. Will Ferrell in his elf costume. Depends. Which elf has the most seniority? Me if I don't actually lose this weight soon. Anthony, that UPS driver from Virginia. Steve Harvey. I have recently come upon this truth. Elves are immortal, or at least live long enough to be immortal in the eyes of mortals. So how do you keep this group from endlessly reproducing and conquering the world? Some must die. Santa's elves work until they reach a certain age when they must fight all the other elves of that generation. This is a brutal battle to the death, Hunger Games style. Since elves are not very strong, they must rely on stealth and speed. The quickest and quietest of them will win. This sole survivor is given the honor to live to maturity and become the next Santa. This is how Santa is guaranteed to be quiet yet fast enough to travel the world in one night. It also makes him the leader of the elves since he has proven his virtues. He lives Tvi's way until it is time for the next to take his place. The Christ kind. In Austria we don't think Santa brings the presents, we think that it's the Christ kind. Christ kind means something about Christ child which makes more sense than Santa if you think about it. Snoop Dogg. Amazon drones. Tony Stark. Jack Black, for sure.